This is my modified Nerf Modulus Recon Mark II, and I'm just going to show you how it works. Okay, now I'm going to shoot and So the first thing you got to do is pump up the external air tank, and the air tank has an adjustable valve so you can determine how fast it shoots the darts. Okay. And here's just me shooting the blaster from the side. And down the line. And here's some footage of the blaster in action at a recent Nerf war with Nerf City. So this is the modified Nerf Modulus Recon Mark II, and I'm just going to show you how it works. So the only thing that's stock from this blaster is the shell and the mechanism for moving the mag release. Everything else is either bought afterwards or is 3D printed. So I've already removed all the screws, so the first thing you can do to take apart the blaster is remove the 3D printed stock, which is also modular. And you know, you could either just print a really long stock, but I designed all the parts for this blaster to be 3D printed on a Monoprice Select Mini 3D printer. So this segment is as tall as it will print. It's about 120 millimeters tall. So that's the stock. And the internals look like this. So the way that it works is you have an input, an input of air, and it goes through this three-way valve, which is normally opened, and it goes into this black thing, which is actually a 3D printed back pressure valve, and it's also designed so that you can easily take it out. So while I was prototyping this blaster, I still am, this part would often, break because I would just super glue it in here, but that happened too many times, so I thought I would just make a thread here, and it works pretty well. So I'm gonna make a separate video on how this back pressure valve works, because I don't really want to take it apart right now. On to how it loads darts. So the blaster has to be cocked backwards all the way, and then only then will I be able to put a magazine inside. And so it just looks like that, and that's why I have this bar here is so that the dart doesn't go past, because I had some trouble aligning the dart with this with the barrel. Whenever I would put in the magazine, without this, the dart would be above the barrel, or it would be above the opening of the barrel, and then it would be really hard to put a dart in the chamber. So that's why that's there. And this all comes apart as one piece, but it's actually made out of 4 pieces. So this is the 3D printed, I guess, bolt sled, or sled, I don't know. And it comes apart like this. So there are 2 O-rings, one here and one here. And the seal is questionable. It sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad. I think it's just because I'm using these O-rings, which are really tacky, so it often will grab onto anything that rubs against it, and it could come off, and it has done that, and then the seal is basically non-existent at that point. Yeah, the seal on this is terrible. Yeah, it's not even... But when it does work, it shoots pretty far. So yeah, it's actually pretty simple how this whole thing works. I'm just gonna put this back together and show you how the mechanism, cycles through the darts. So I'm gonna put this back here. And again, all of these parts are modeled in a way that it can be printed on a monoprice Select Mini 3D printer, because that seems to be the go-to printer of 3D printing noobs, or anyone trying to get into 3D printing. So let's say we have a mag. It feeds in like that, and then when you push the sliding thing forward, it just pushes a dart in, and then the two O-rings will seal here and here, and then you just pull the trigger or squeeze the trigger, and it makes the back pressure valve fire. And so let's say we fired, there's no longer a dart inside, the next dart comes up because of the spring in the magazine, and then you can just put another dart inside like that, and then you get the point. So yeah, that's basically how this blaster works, and that's how the internals work. So yeah, thanks for watching.